You're listening to SaskScapes, a podcast featuring the stories of arts, culture, and heritage in Saskatchewan. I'm Kevin Power. SaskScapes continues to wind its way through Saskatchewan with the next stop in Esterhazy. I couldn't wait to meet my next guest, one of the town's oldest citizens, Florie Gray. At 102 years young, Florie was in fine form the day we met. I must confess, by the end of our time together, I was very misty-eyed. But for now, pack up your troubles in your old kit bag, sit back, smile, and enjoy a trip down memory lane with Florie Gray. So tell me when you were born?
The 12th of March, 1912.
The 12th of March, 1912. Well,
I was in grade 8 in 1927.
Right. And you're 102, but you don't look a day over 40.
Oh, now tell another one. Well, that
Right.
was hot.
Right. So tell me, you weren't born in Esterhazy. Where were you born?
On that homestead near Yarbo.
Uh-huh. And when did you come to Esterhazy?
When John and I married in October 1949.
Right.
And I've been here ever since.
You never left.
Well, not for any length of time.
Right. Are you a small town gal, or did you ever get to the big city just to break loose?
Oh, well, I worked in Regina during the 1930s.
Uh-huh. What did you do in Regina?
Worked for Jaeger Furs.
Oh, right.
And I know I was an apprentice. I got $6 a week.
$6 a week.
And I paid $5 a week board and room.
Oh, so you barely broke even.
Mm-hmm. And that was from April until September. And then my wages went up to $14 a week.
Oh, that was big bucks back then.
And I took my envelope down to the office and said, "Oh, there's a mistake. There's too much money in here." And the boss said, "Oh no, you got a raise."
Well, that's nice. You obviously deserved it. So did you go out and splurge that night and buy yourself? Well, did they give you furs every once in a while as part of the? No. So you had to buy your fur if you wanted it. And did you buy any while you worked there?
I bought the boss's son was a dressmaker, so he made me a coat and it had a fox fur collar on it.
Oh, nice. Do you still have that coat?
No.
So tell me, what was it like living here after you married? What was the town like? Was it an exciting place to be in Esterhazy?
Oh, well, far different than it is now.
Right. What do you remember about the flour mill?
Well, my mom and dad married in 1908. Mm-hmm. And then in the fall of 1909, they had took a grist of wheat to the flour mill, had flour and shorts and bran from his wheat.
Right.
And he stored it in a granary, and then later that fall, prairie fire went through, burned all his wheat, his grist of wheat.
That must have been devastating.
Well, not only that, he could see this fire coming, and he tried to plow a fire guard around the yard, but it came too fast. So he had to unhitch the horses, let them go, and they ran into the barn and were both burned, along with the chickens and pigs and whatever else was in the barn.
So what did he do when all that burned?
Well, I don't know what. I never found out what Dad did during the fire, but Mom, they had a wee baby, my sister, and she laid out on some breaking that Dad had east of the house. Her and the baby lay out there until the fire went over.
Wow. Those were very hard times.
Yeah, for everybody.
For everybody.
And for somebody to get burned out, it was devastating.
Absolutely. Was it difficult at times even for you living here? Did the hard times continue when you married and came here with your husband?
Oh, during the 30s?
Yes.
That's when I worked at Jaegers.
Yes.
And got the big wages.
Yes.
And then after the Depression, then the war came on.
Yeah, exactly. How did the people around this area keep their spirits up during how did they keep their spirits up during the Depression and then the war came? How do you stay positive when all that?
I don't know, but Eve and I had a happy life. We used to play with the kittens and dress them up in dolls' clothes, and we had no money, but that didn't matter. We had a happy time.
Yes. Were you a good cook? Did you enjoy cooking?
No, not my mom was alive.
Right.
No, she was a good cook.
So you weren't into canning vegetables and pickles and things.
Oh, after. Yes. Oh, yes.
You were?
Mom died in 1940.
Right.
So, yes, I got to cook. My first batch of bread was a flop.
Oh, and your first batch of bread was a flop? Why? What did you do? Did you forget the yeast?
I don't know what I did, but it wasn't any good. But I did get so that I could make good bread.
And you made it, of course, all by hand.
Oh, yeah, punched it at night and covered it with blankets and things that made the loaves in the morning and cooked it.
Did you have to do all your laundry by hand? Did you have a scrub?
Oh, well, definitely.
Yeah.
And there was no power, no electricity.
Right. So you lived through some major inventions.
Yeah.
What was it like when all of a sudden you had electricity for the first time? Can you remember what that was like?
Not really, no. But John and I were married.
Yes.
When we got the power.
Right. And did you say, well, what'll they think of next?
I did my homework by coal oil lamp with the wick,
Yes.
And then a glass globe. That's what I had to do my homework with.
What do you think about the changes that have happened since then? When you see how the world is today, what do you think about it? Do you think all the advancements that we're making, all the newfangled gadgets?
Some of them are good, but some of them aren't. And I think we were happier back then than folks are now. I never heard anybody say, any kids say, oh, I'm bored.
Right.
We made our own fun.
Yes. You didn't have time to get bored.
No.
Everybody had a job, right? Even when you were
Sure.
young. Yeah. Do you think people today would be able to cope with the conditions that you had to live through? You don't.
I had a lady, I used to grow plants after I was married in Esterhazy for the UCW. I'd grow them and take them to the fall tea and sell them. And one lady came over to look at my plants at the house, and I walked out to her car with her, and her son went by, and he said, Mom, I need some money. I'm going uptown. And she gave him $1, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And he, such a look on his face.
He wanted more.
Oh, what can I do with $1?
Right.
He wasn't a bit happy.
Right. Were you musical at all when you grew up here? Did you play an instrument or? Oh, that reminded you of something.
I was growing up as I lived by Mamie Ford. She was my next door neighbor. And I was singing away one day, and she said, Florie, if you're singing for me, you can stop anytime.
She wasn't a fan.
No, apparently not.
But you enjoyed it. That was the reason for singing. You enjoyed it.
Now this, Shirley knows something about this. We had a Christmas concert every year, and my girlfriend Ethel Pask and I we were singing together, and we were swaying, and our arms around one another's waist. We're swaying back and forth. And, the teacher made us quit. She said, girls, stand still while you're singing. And if they saw what the antiques they go through now when they're... So...
Yes.
We had to stand still.
That's terrible. What a terrible thing to have to do at Christmas time, of all times. Christmas must have been very magical here on the prairies.
Yeah.
Living here in Christmas time. So, what do you attribute your longevity, your now... Yeah, what's kept you so well and so vibrant?
The Lord only knows. Because my mom died back in the 40s. She was about in her 50s. Mm. My sister died in 47, and my dad in 62. And here's crazy old me still going.
Well, you're supposed to be, at this stage of life, you're supposed to let us all know the secret to longevity.
And there were 5 of us girls up at Sunita. We were born in 1912.
Yes.
And at different months. And the one that was born in December, she'd be gone maybe 50, 60 years long time ago.
Oh, are they all gone?
They're all gone
You're the
except me.
last. Are you the oldest citizen in Estevan? Is Florie officially the oldest?
There are three here, and there's a
Century
Century Club here.
the Century
What
Club.
was that?
It's Esterhazy.
Oh, right.
The Century Club in here in town, or in the care home here.
Are you the oldest in this picture, Florie?
And no,
No.
Effie, the one,
Over by the door here?
yeah, she's older. Take it down if you want.
So there are three of you.
In here, in the care
Right.
home.
So how old is she?
So that's Effie flipped to 103. Yeah.
Okay.
There you are in the middle, Florie Gray,
Yeah.
102.
And this one has passed away now.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So she's still going, 103 and going.
Yeah, she's still.
It must be something in the water, I figure. If you don't have
You know, I'll tell you, I get pills,
yes,
vitamin pills.
yeah.
Well, I noticed that one of these vitamin pills weren't among my pills. And so I asked around, and Dr. Lowe said I was getting enough. I didn't need that one. But I told Marion McAlpine, my friend, to tell him that he took it away because he was afraid I was going to go on living after he died.
Oh. But okay, let's talk about TV. What was life like before TV? How did you entertain yourself when you didn't have television? Hey, it's Kevin. I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Just a quick reminder that the SaskScapes podcast is available for free on your favorite podcast app, or you can stream it from your browser. Check out the show notes for the link. On the SaskScapes homepage, you'll notice something new under the logo called SaskScapes Plus. You can't miss it. There's a big button saying support with a heart icon next to it. I'd love it if you could click on that button and help keep this podcast series going. When SaskScapes launched in May 2014, it was the first podcast in the province celebrating arts, culture, and heritage. In fact, you'd have been pretty hard-pressed to find any Saskatchewan podcasts. So I'd like to think that we paved the way. It's been because of your support that this podcast is now in its 9th year. Okay, that's it. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Oh, well, we didn't have television long after John and I were married.
So what did you do before television? Kids nowadays would be lost without TV. How did you make it through? You had a radio?
Well, we made our own fun.
Yes. And you had a radio?
Yes.
Right.
Not when I was real young.
Right.
We didn't have a radio.
So what kind of fun did you make? Tell me about some of your own fun that you did. What did you used to do? What was a favorite game when you were growing up?
Well, we had a little dog followed Dad home with the wagon when he was, I don't know, Yarbo or somewhere. And this little dog followed him home, and Mom tried to chase her away because she was sure she was somebody's pet. But she would go, she adopted us right then and there. And she became my best friend.
What was the dog's name?
Pup.
Pup. Well, that's original.
And Dad made harness for her and hitched her to my little red wagon, and it used to go all over the place with her.
Right.
She was a great pal.
And did Pup live a long life?
Yeah.
There you go again.
She did.
It must be the water, I figure, that's keeping you all so well.
I'm going to tell you, Mom, no, Dad made me a jack-o'-lantern. Mom grew
the pumpkins?
Pumpkins.
Yeah.
And Dad made me a jack-o'-lantern. So I asked Mom if I could take my jack-o'-lantern to the school because we were having a party.
A Halloween party?
Yeah. So Mom said yes, and she put some food in my lunch pail for Pop. And off we went to school. And the kids were just delighted. They were so good to her. And she just lay by my desk during noon, during the school period. And then the ladies, the mothers were coming in the afternoon for the party. And as soon as Mom came with the buggy, Pop was there. That was her outfit, and she stayed there during the party.
So did you have Halloween growing up?
Oh, yeah.
And did you trick or treat? Did you go door to door?
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
They hadn't started doing that. Did you make candy apples and things like that?
No, but they had it was the first time I ducked for apples. Was it?
Oh, right.
The teacher had a big...
the barrel full of water with the apples?
A tub.
Yeah.
And put apples in and we ate. And that was the first time I did that. It was fun.
How'd you make out? Did you get one?
Oh, I don't remember.
I never was able to get them. I was terrible at it.
I don't suppose I could. I wasn't good at things like that.
Did you have a local candy store growing up? Did you have the penny candy stores? No. No. What did you do? You must have had a sweet tooth. What did you do when you wanted something sweet?
I think Mom used to make toffee.
Oh, is that right?
And Ev, my sister, lost a tooth. And of course, when we lose a tooth, put it under the mat at the door, and the tooth fairy would come and take it, and maybe leave dime or nickel.
Right.
Well, Ev lost one of her teeth, and it was under the mat for quite a long time. Dad didn't have a dime or a nickel to put.
Oh no! So it stayed there for a long time. Did you still feel like, even though times were tough and nobody
it was a happy time.
Nobody had any money, but did you feel like you had everything anyway? I mean, did you feel rich in spirit?
Yeah, that's all the kind of life I knew.
Yeah, right. So what kind of things do you say to young kids now, or in your later years in life, when you've seen young kids and you think, my goodness, they have everything, they want for nothing.
And I'm bored.
Right, yeah, I'm bored. So what would you say to somebody who says, I'm bored? What would your best advice be to them?
Well, we never were bored. We always had something. And we had our little chores to do, too.
Right.
We had to get the kindling in for starting the fire the next morning. And we had our chores to do.
Right. What do you think the worst invention has been since you've been around? What's something that was invented that you said, oh, we could do without that. We don't need that. Can you think of anything that was just totally useless to you? You know, they have bread makers now, bread machines. You don't even have to do anything. You can just put the
A lot of things they put on TV they never should. It gives kids bad ideas.
Bad ideas. If I said, let's go to a restaurant, what would be your favorite food?
Not Chinese food.
No, not Chinese. You seem quite clear on that. How do you feel about Italian?
What?
Italian, lasagna, spaghetti? No? Are you a bacon, eggs, and sausage kind of gal?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. What was it like when was there a bread shortage during the time that the flour mill was here, but was there a time when bread was very scarce, or was bread a staple? Did you always have bread?
1 year, John Jurek was running the mill at that time, and there was frost, and some of the wheat that went into the mill had been hit by frost, and it didn't make good bread.
Oh, right.
No.
What was a luxury during the Depression and War? What food was a luxury? Was butter considered a luxury? Was it hard to get butter? Or eggs, were they considered a luxury?
Oh, I wouldn't know.
I mean, there must have been a shortage of some kind of food.
Well, during the war,
Yeah.
of course, you had coupons, and if you used up too much sugar before the next coupons came out, you couldn't get any
more sugar.
No.
Do you remember how much sugar you would get with your coupons?
I don't know. Do you?
Was it?
No, I don't. I didn't. I wasn't here yet.
No.
So you had to ration everything with these coupons.
Oh, yeah.
You had to be very careful.
Yeah.
And did everybody get coupons?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone was entitled.
Yeah.
So nowadays, it must be like a luxury. You can get anything you want and in any quantity. You don't have to worry about anything being scarce anymore. It must be, overall, do you think it's exciting to be in this time, to still be alive in this time compared to where you started?
There's lots of things to do without.
Right.
And be happy.
Right. So you're able to be happy with very little. You don't need all the modern gadgets to keep you busy and happy. What do they do here in the seniors home? What activities do they have here in the nursing home that you enjoy going to? Do they finally let you sing here, or do they tell you still to stop singing?
Oh.
And are you allowed to sway when you sing? You said you told me you weren't allowed to move, you weren't allowed to sway when you sang at that Christmas party. Did they finally let you sway and sing here in the nursing home?
Well, I can't do it anymore.
No, you can't sing anymore?
No, and I can't sway anymore.
Oh.
I have to have help.
What was what's a song that you remember from the wartime that you used to, a song that you remember during the war that was popular during your day? Can you remember any songs?
Pack up your troubles.
Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag. And what comes after that? What comes after that? Will you sing it with me? Can you remember the words? I can't remember all the words. It's pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and
smile.
Smile, smile. That's right. Will you sing that with me? No. Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile. Oh, Florie, you've got a beautiful. What's next?
You a Lucifer to light your fag, smile, for it's that's the style. Once the use of worrying, it ever was worthwhile. So pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and smile, smile, smile.
That was lovely. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
It was. You make me smile. That kind of makes
If
me teary-eyed.
Mamie was here, she'd be twittering away. That was lovely.
It was lovely. Thank you for talking to me and making me smile. You're just such a dear soul. I'm so glad I got a chance to meet you.
Well, thank you.
And you remind me that living with less is means you can still be happy. That you don't need everything. You just need to have a positive spirit and good friends. And that's all you need. Thank you so much, Florie. You're a dear
You're
person.
welcome.
You're a dear person. I'm glad I got a chance to meet you.
Thanks for listening. The SaskScapes podcast is created by Kevin Power as part of the Culture Days Animateur program operated by Sask Culture. Funding to the cultural sector is provided through the Saskatchewan Lotteries Trust Fund for Sports, Culture, and Recreation. If you want to hear more of these podcasts, or to see the great work being done by other Sask Culture animateurs, please visit www.iheartculture.ca. Special thanks to Paved Arts in Saskatoon for their technical support. Music for SaskScapes is provided by Saskatchewan-born singer-songwriter Jeffrey Straker. There is no end to the stories to be told. So, until next time,